he's trash because he's barely doing anything in the movie, and also he's just trash. I mean, BET. I remember some BET.
Yeah, that's his. That's like literally his only line in the movie. Dude, like in the
He
whole
barely
movie,
has.
he
He
has
barely does
2
anything. And
lines.
when he did get something to do, he got to do the most worthless shit. Swim under some fucking sewer dookie water and put a bomb under a thing, which
Why
didn't
is
really
that?
do
Why
that.
is that? Well, how is that nothing? I mean, like literally,
Because all
that
right,
that helped save the fucking mission. I mean,
remember the first action movie, right? The first action scene where Deadshot has his moment. He's shooting up all the dudes and stuff.
yeah.
Even Killer Croc didn't even use, and this was to be fair, it's my problem with King Shark and Suicide Squad 2021 movie. They're supposed to be the muscle, and they're not being utilized as the muscle. He probably has 2 scenes where he takes down like probably 2 people, and that's it. But he's the muscle of the team. It's like, why are you here? You're not even the muscle. Deadshot
I
is
I
pretty much
I 1,000% agree with you, but again, when he's not that focused on it, doesn't bother me that much. I think what bothered me even more was like Captain Boomerang. Like it's
oh yeah,
like
Captain Boomerang definitely sucks.
they officially made it like no, I
He's a
didn't think he
comedy
sucked.
character.
I thought he was funny. He was a funny
Yeah, I thought he
character,
was funny too, but he
but
was just
but
funny to me. That's it.
but they officially made it like there's no way this guy could fight Flash. This is absolutely. He has actual just boomerangs. They
Yeah.
weren't special boomerangs. They
Hey, but in James Gunn
he
movie, his boomerangs
literally
was glowing, nerd man.
his
His
boomerangs were
boomerangs
tight
was
in the
glowing in
James Gunn
Gunn
movie for
movie.
that one scene he was in.
They was glowing,
Yeah, but there's one fucking scene,
but they was glowing though. They didn't do
and
that
they killed
in the
off one of the
2016
main
movie.
characters of the Suicide Squad. It was stupid, man. I know.
Which character you're talking about? Boomerang?
Yeah,
Yeah.
boomerang.
Garbage. I was so glad when he died. Kill that dude. I hated him from the first Suicide Squad, and when they killed him right away, I was like, yes, yes. I don't have to see this clown. He was garbage, bro.
He was great in the first
No, he
Suicide
wasn't.
Squad. I
He
don't know
was
what you're
funny,
talking
but
about.
that's
He was
it. He
funny
was
as
just
shit,
funny.
man.
That's it.
He was cracking me up, man. The way he got that fucking guy to kill himself, that I thought that was funny. I don't know, like the way, what was he saying? He goes, "It's all in your mind, mate. You're just a prisoner of your own mind." That was
Listen,
funny as shit.
Nerdman, to be fair, I think some of Flash rogues in general are like trash anyways, because I don't think no Captain Boomerang should be fighting a speedster anyways. I don't think
I think you can
Barry
do
Allen
different things
should
for
be
him.
getting tripped up by a regular person like Captain Boomerang anyways.
I think again, look. First of all, you have to take into consideration the tone of Flash comics. They're not super serious like that. You know what I mean? They're not super serious like Batman or something like that. Those rogues are supposed to be. They fit the tone of the character that Flash is. Like Killer. Uh, I'm mixing it up with Groot now. A Gorilla Grodd. Gorilla Grodd.
I mean, Gorilla Grodd as a villain, though, I can see him fighting a Flash because then he's fighting him on a mental.
Yeah, he's fighting him on a mental level. But again, it's just that's what I'm talking about. It's just the fact he's fighting a gorilla, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like the tone of Flash comics have always been a little bit more upbeat and goofy, and his villains are goofy and stuff like that. But there's still things you can do with them to make it within that tone of goofiness, they work as villains for him. And especially they team up, so it's not just one of them. It's like Weather Wizard is with Captain Cold, and Captain Cold's kind of the leader who leads them into like fighting Flash. So I think they work for him, and he does have speeds to villains as well. So,
real quick, how do you guys feel about the new Guardians roster? It's only 2 people I like on that roster. I don't know any of the other characters. Adam too. But how do you feel about the new roster?
I didn't have an issue with it.
No, I didn't have an issue with it either.
I didn't hate it. I like how Groot looked. He looked more like how Groot does recently look in the comics.
Yeah.
But
so Groot was captain, then they had Adam Warlock, and then they had who else?
that little girl from the new civilization that the High Evolutionary
Yeah.
created. Suppose
And
she
then
got
who
some
else?
powers. I don't know what power she got. I don't know if she's a comic character, so I
Who
can't
else?
say if she is.
They had one more character. Groot. They had Groot as well, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's fine. I don't think that's
Yeah,
that bad.
it was Groot, Adam, the whistle dude, and the girl.
Because Adam has the potential to be a funny character. Like,
Or a good character.
I
Yeah,
thought
absolutely.
he
Wait,
was
is that her name?
he
Fila, the
he
girl.
was
Let me see.
Yeah, she is from the comics, though. I heard someone talking about that on a video.
like, I liked the way the guy was playing him. I thought he was playing him in a really funny way. But I can see people who obviously were disappointed because, like, you've been bigging up this Adam Warlock for so long, and then he doesn't really do much in the movie. But I thought the actual performance was actually a really good, funny performance by that guy.
Yeah,
And I could see him potentially growing to be a good character in future. So as
I
I
ain't
was
gonna lie.
always saying.
When he came in and fucked him up, it was brutal. He fucked up Nebula.
But do you think it was weird that how they were killing animals? They were like that was basically right at the end of the movie. There was like this planet that was being attacked by, what was it, like a bunch of animals, I guess, right?
What do you mean?
Like right at the end of the
In
movie,
a
the Guardians were on some planet, and they were supposedly trying to protect this planet from from an attack happening, or something like that. And the way they were the thing they were protecting it against was these stampeding animals. There was a stampede of
right, yeah.
animal creatures.
No. Yeah. Oh, when they went to you mean when they went to go attack the?
It was in the
attack
post-credit scene.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, with the new Guardians.
Yeah, the new Guardians.
Oh, that scene. Oh,
yeah.
Because I thought that was weird that you'd put that at the end of a film that was all about animal cruelty, and they're just about to kill a bunch of animals.
Fair, nerd man. To be fair, they're alien animals.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's kind of these fucking alien animals, but it's still fucking animals. I thought that was a little bit tone deaf. Like, he should have given them a different challenge, basically, like right after this movie, where the whole point has been about
evil humanoids and evil humanoids.
Because they were about to kill those animals, you know
that. They dead. The animals dead. Hey, but to be fair, the people don't be caring about aliens like that, man. They be like, freak these aliens, man. I'll be trying to have some compassion for these aliens, but nobody give a fuck about them. But if the aliens look like us, we do care about them more. When they don't look like us, we don't care. Like that ugly alien me and Anzo laughed at. Look at Mantis. She an alien too. And she thought that shit was ugly.
Mm-hmm. And they still decided to save them.
Mantis
I would have let that shit die with the ship. I would have closed. But the minute I seen that thing start to walk, I would have closed the gate and I'd have been like, no, you staying here.
Right. That shit come with me.
You ain't coming with me. You stay in here.
And what was that? There was one animal that just attacks a woman as they were saving her. It was
a monkey.
That was fucking.
Yeah, the monkey.
Was it a monkey?
Yeah.
It was just scratching up some woman. I was like, that's a bit deep. Like,
yeah, that was
funny. But Mantis actually didn't annoy me as much in this movie. I thought she had some really good scenes as well, like that.
I actually liked her in the movie.
Me too.
I mean, I never hated Mantis. I liked her in the movie.
I didn't like that action scene where she was like going, you dance, you do this. I thought that was a little bit silly, but apart from that, she didn't really.
Hey, I'm sorry, but when she said you're a kitty cat, and then when she said you're gonna dance, and the dude started dancing, I was dying. That was funny. The way he was dancing was funny.
And see, I liked
it.
Fair
enough. I didn't like that. I thought that was more that James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy humor that I'm not really that big on. But yeah, I can.
Well, I liked it because it actually utilized her abilities. Because I would have been probably like, okay, let's say she just started doing just purely martial arts and wasn't using her powers. I think that was the best way to utilize her abilities and have her, do physical combat too, instead of just doing one or the other.
Right, but she could have
utilize both.
done. I think she could did a little bit more of something different. Like you dance, I was just like, what is that even an emotion? Like I thought she's supposed to control emotions, not like fucking make people dance.
Well, you can make some like dancing is an emotion. You feel the vibe of
I
the
mean, she
music.
put Thanos and Ego to sleep. That's not an emotion.
Yeah, I
She
think
she can manipulate your, mind.
feelings.
Well,
That's
no,
what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to manipulate your feelings.
because
She's an empath. What was it? An empath, right?
Yeah, but
remember
I
what-
think it's more than just feelings, though.
Yeah, because remember she put Ego to sleep. I mean, you can feel tired, but she says sleep when she put him to sleep, and he fell
But yeah,
asleep.
you can make people feel tired. But here's the thing: it didn't annoy me that much. But I'm just saying, apart from that scene, I thought she was like pretty good. Like most of her jokes landed. I liked that dramatic scene she had when she was defending
When
Drax.
she was
I thought that
stood
was
up for
good.
Drax, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought she was good.
And even with Drax towards the end, right? You could see that he was kind of hurt that she was leaving. You know what I mean? And even when she was defending him, he was like, "I don't like this type of defending." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I said I liked it, man. I thought this movie was well done, man. I really do.
I thought Drax all of them were better in the half of the movie where they were just them versus the high, what's his name, high evolutionary, right? All of that last half, because I counted it, there were 3 jokes in the last half of that movie, and it just felt like a much better tone than the beginning for me, where I was just like, I groaned a little bit more on watching it a second time, and I was just like, oh, with the jokes and it's just they're too basic. Some of the jokes that James Gunn does, like this joke that he did with where it was Drax and Quill. Basically, they were saying, "Oh, we're going to go to this place and we're going to kill somebody." And he said, and Quill was like, "We're not killing anybody." And then the joke goes on and on and on. And then he goes, "Oh, now you're just making it sad." And I'm like, who talks like that? Like, it doesn't feel real, and it takes me out of the movie.
It can drag. But that's why I say, even though I really did not, besides the ugly alien, I didn't really laugh at none of the jokes, but I think it was good that, to me, yeah, some may disagree, but I don't think this movie to me is not a comedy movie. It kind of just felt like a regular movie in a sense. It just has a balance of everything, but there's clearly one part of it that's better than the rest, and that was the serious stuff in it. Guardians 1 and 2 are comedies to me. Those are like full-blown comedies, same as the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker. They're comedies, but this doesn't. It feels like
it felt like much more of that
but
drama was good,
was not like laugh out loud funny.
And Jaded, exactly. Is that Jaded Fanboy, by the way? I don't even know. But Jerry. Drax's poop joke was fucking stupid as well.
I agree, but I also think that the jokes were toned down a lot from the second one. So that's what I appreciated, But you're right, they weren't that funny. They weren't that funny. Like, I know you don't like Peacemaker and Suicide Squad, but I think the jokes in those movies were a lot funnier than what we got in Guardians 3.
Peacemaker had funnier stuff. Peacemaker dragged out some jokes. I was laughing at more stuff in Peacemaker than this movie.
Yeah, I don't care what you.
Maybe it's just not my. Maybe it's just not my humor. I don't know.
Peacemaker's sidekick, what was his name? He was hilarious, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, he didn't make me. There was one joke he did that I actually did laugh so hard, like I was like almost in tears. I think. But it was something about like he's explaining like how it's like he flips, like he's explaining how a hero has to do all this stuff, and then but then he flips it and he goes, but if they fail at doing that, I'm trying to remind you of the joke because I can't remember
I
it.
think you're talking about the bit where when Vigilante's in the house and he's talking to him like,
Yeah.
no, do you really think I enjoy killing people? Well, I actually do enjoy it. You know,
Yeah.
he was basically he was
Yeah,
like,
I think it was that one. Yeah.
It was that one you're talking about.
Yeah. That was funny.
I agree with you 100%, Beaming Come. 100%. If you don't like this movie, you're a James Gunn hater. But we already know there is a group out there that is going to hate it for a certain reason, right? And they already on Twitter talking. It's
Are
crapping.
they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. You can't take any of this fucking shit seriously. Like, everyone hating on Shazam as well. Like, that last movie, they hated on the Batman. You know, now they try and go on like, oh, the Batman is good, but like when it first came out, they were hating on that. Any DC movie basically that comes out, they hate on. They even the one that they didn't go so hard on was Black Adam, which is funny because it's the worst one, and it's the one that I like it, but it's actually the worst out of those movies. And the only reason they didn't hate on it
because Henry Cavill's in it.
Because Henry Cavill's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know something else? I watched that Marvel's trailer. It played in the theater, right? The Marvel's trailer, and I forgot it had hip hop and stuff in it. Like I really forgot. And I'm looking at this trailer. And I thought back to when the trailer blew up on Twitter. I'm like, I'm in for for Shazam and Black Adam. People's like, why is there hip hop music playing in the trailer of these movies? When the Marvels
they
do
need
it,
to stop that though.
Look, I'm not saying they need to do it or not. It's just that shit playing hip hop music too. And motherfuckers barely complain about what the fuck.
I didn't remember it playing hip hop in the.
But why do they need to stop doing that though?
With the wrong movies. If it's the right movie, you can do that. But you don't need fucking hip hop playing in the back of a Shazam fucking trailer. Like why
not?
Is there any hip hop in that movie? Is there anything fucking hip hoppy about that movie? Like there's nothing.
But kids like hip hop.
Nothing. That's the only reason they do it because kids like hip hop. But the
movie is literally about teenagers and shit. They listen. I know Billy listens to some,
Billy don't listen to no Wu-Tang, bro. Billy don't listen to no fucking Eminem and Wu-Tang.
He down, nerd man. He down with it.
He ain't down like that, bro.
He's down.
He ain't down like that. None of them are down like that.
I know Darla be listening to, some too. Mary.
Darla be listening to that fucking.
Mary definitely be listening. She probably
Boys and shit.
Mary, I guarantee you, Mary, she be that scene where she went to the party, they cut it out, but she went to that party. She was listening to some hip hop music, mingling with some of the Hispanic and black dudes trying to slob on some knob. She was trying to slob on some knob. She saw a brother, and I know that brother put her on to some good music. Walk around that, party thotting and stuff. That's why she pulled up with them glasses, drunk and shit. Thotting.
Birdman's just a hater. We know that.
Well, I'm not a hater. Those hip hop tunes do not help like certain fucking movies. Like the trailers would be better if they just put like a nice score in the back of the fucking trailer instead. I'm telling you, it's like
I don't think.
There's certain things that hip hop does not like really match that much. Like Black Adam didn't need fucking hip hop in the back of the fucking trailer.
Nerdman, this is the thing, because this is where I get confused by some people. Not saying you, because when I was asking people, like, there's specifically what's the issue having hip hop in it, I think it's the song choice they don't like. But there's some people that legitimately don't want no hip hop in any movie trailers at all, but which is not fair because they be putting country ass music in these trailers. Hell, Logan, remember the Logan trailer had "Hurt" by Johnny Cash. That wasn't no.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
It was a really good song. Not saying it made sense with the trailer.
Yeah. But
even I'd say the hip hop for the Shazam trailers made more sense than the Black Adam, right? But I can see why there's some hip hop. It's Black Adam. It's an action movie. You got to play that type of hip hop shit. upbeat.
Why?
Action, because it's an action movie.
If you had had a serious score in the back of that trailer, it would have improved it a lot. Like an epic, like you want epic fucking score. Like this is going to be an epic. Like those trailers would have been better. But
I mean, if it was up to me, I would have put some Mobb Deep in the trailer. I would have put some Mobb Deep in the trailer.
Look at X-Men First Class, right? Like the trailer for X-Men First Class, right? You could easily look at the tone of that movie and say, all right, why not just put some fucking hip hop in the back of it, like fucking Shazam or Kick-Ass,
I
right?
wouldn't. Not for Kick-Ass. Yeah, I'd probably put some hip hop.
But that's what I'm saying. This like
X-Men, no.
That's just it's what, because it's fun. That's why, just because it's a little bit fun. So let's put hip hop because hip hop's fun. It's just it doesn't suit fucking character.
Kick-Ass
or the theme or anything of the movie.
Kick-Ass takes place in a gritty, dark, grungy New York. Yeah, I'm gonna put some hip hop music up in that joint. Right, it was in New York, right? The first movie, Kick-Ass 1, was in New York, right? Yeah, that's why I would like New York is like the hot spot for hip hop. It's one of the hot spots for hip hop.
I think certain movies like even the Transformers trailer. I was watching the Transformers trailer the other day and I was like,
they chose some weak hip hop. Well, no. How they cut DMX music in the second trailer was better than that first trailer. That first trailer music sucked. The second trailer, how they cut DMX, was way better. They remixed the song way better.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You look at those trailers and I'm sure there are movies. Definitely there are movies where I'm like, a banging hip hop in the trailer will work for that. Will work for that movie. Like say Superbad, right? That movie, if you had a hip hop track in the back of the Superbad trailer, that makes sense to me. What do you mean air? Why air for that? Superbad. You know what I'm talking about? The comedy with the
with the kids. Yeah.
Wait, what movie you talking about? You said Superman, right?
No, Superbad.
Oh, Superbad. Yeah, hip hop. Yeah, of course. They even had hip hop. A comedy movie with Will Ferrell and fucking Mark Wahlberg. The Cops movie.
Yeah. Hip hop works for that.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, hip hop works for that. Hip hop would work for Training Day. Like if you had a trailer for Training Day, you have some hip hop up in that. That will work. You don't need hip hop. You don't need hip hop in every a lot of superhero movies. I don't know why they're doing it. I only think they're doing it because hip hop's popular. That's it.
Well, hip hop is popular, but I think if like Blue Beetle, the hip hop fit for a young Latino superhero, it makes sense why hip hop is part of this. A young Latino superhero.
To be honest, I don't think anything could save that trailer. It was.
You just a Blue Beetle hater. You hate all the kid heroes, nerd man. You hate Robin.
That's why I'm a fan of Shazam.
Personally, I don't have a problem with hip hop in a trailer. Like it's not gonna be like, oh my god, why did I don't look at a trailer and be like, oh, why is there hip hop in this trailer? I don't look at it like that. All I want to see is what kind of vibe I'm getting for the movie. I don't care if they put it behind a hip hop track or rock track.
Yeah, but sometimes the hip hop distracts from the vibe you're getting from the
Absolutely
movie.
Not. Absolutely not.
I think it does. I don't think I got the right vibe from Shazam Fury of the Gods. I really didn't.
First trailer, no. Second trailer,
hip hop. The second trailer was tight, and half of the reason for that was because the second half of the trailer just didn't have like the hip hop song going over it. It was just like more of a score.
Cap.
It's true. No, go look at the trailer.
I disagree. I didn't have an issue with the trailers because of hip hop. I've personally have never watched a trailer and heard a hip hop track or any track on it, be like, oh, why did they put this music to it? That's like, who cares? I'm not looking at the fucking trailer for the music.
Look, music is important to a fucking trailer. It's important.
Important to the movie, but not to the trailer.
It emphasizes the scenes that you're seeing in front of it. Like
Disagree.
if you imagine a scene and you just change the music, like say you look at that rocket scene, where he's talking to Lila in the afterlife or whatever, and if you had like fucking, you know, some comedy music like ding, dong, ding, 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 over that scene doesn't fucking work.
Yes, in the movie, you're right.
So
but in a trailer,
punctuates what visually you're looking
in
at.
the movie, yes. In the trailer, no.
Yeah.
If you take the movie, if you take that movie and you put that music in the movie, yes. But if you had the trailer and you're just showing a whole trailer and you have a music and that scene pops up and it's like who cares? Like you understand that that's not going to be the tone in the movie,
dude.
Yeah, because
I implore you to go. It's a simple experiment you can do. Just take any fucking scene from YouTube or whatever, like a couple of scenes, and put different music over it and see how it impacts what you're viewing. It does make a fucking difference. When you listen to different types of music, different tones of music, it makes you feel some type of way about what you're looking at.
Nerman, I'm about to play a scene from an upcoming movie. I know this song will not be in the trailer of this in this movie, but the song works perfectly with the scenes like this. I'm about to play it real quick. It's gonna be the best superhero movie of the year. You guys, best superhero movie of the year right here. The Flash.
Okay, my boy. I was at the BP with my boy. Now it's been at GT with my boy.
Damn, that movie's gonna be so fucking badass.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of went hard.
See? Are you like you just? Oh my god, Nerman! See?
It's hilarious.
All credits because I edited that. Thank you. Let me play it again.
Okay, my boy. I was at the BP with my boy. Now it's been at GT with my boy.
That kind of went harder than the actual trailer. I'm telling you.
See, they should give me as the editor. You know, that should have been in there editing, cooking.
Well, I think kdot just made his point.
It's true. I think the argument's won, isn't it? You just won the argument.
All right, let me make the Blue Beetle trailer. All right, Nerman, I'm gonna make the Blue Beetle trailer better for you right now. I can do that right now. You ready?
All right, go.
If this doesn't make it better for you,
yeah, it was better than the trailer, but it still wasn't good.
Okay.
It really isn't. That movie looks super, like, as I said, everything they're accusing Shazam of being, I swear that movie is going to be like super fucking generic. Just like I've seen it all before in other superhero movies.
We got a 99-cent super sticker from Poe. Thank you, Poe.
Respect, Poe. What's up?
The CGI in that Flash clip somehow looks worse than the moments in the Flash TV show. Cole, they just finished up. Well, they finished up the CGI a couple weeks ago. They come out with a recent trailer. And CGI
Why are you even responding to Cole? We already know what Cole is doing. Let's just ignore his comments, please.
Yeah, he's just trying to instigate. Typical MCU
Does
fan.
Nerdman hate DC? Yeah.
I think Nerdman loves DC way too much. Way too much.
It's better than the MCU.
Here we go.
It is straight up facts.
Here we go. I am too sick to have this argument with you, Nerdman, but you are capping. And I heard you say earlier about people saying, "Oh, the Batman is better." The Batman is not better. The Batman is garbage. Will always be garbage.
The Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Well, I can't agree with that.
The Guardians of the Galaxy 3
is better than the Batman.
I think the Batman's better than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Stop your shit. Stop it.
Yeah.
Although
Stop it.
I can't go that far. I can't go down that road.
First off, the Batman had no fucking heart whatsoever.
That's bullshit. That's pure fucking bullshit.
There's no heart in the Batman.
When Batman reached out his hand to the little boy and said, "Come here, little Johnny."
Oh
I got
my god, are you kidding?
That shit was beautiful. I was crying.
Also, that scene where he's talking to Alfred, like basically in the hospital, and he goes, I'm not even scared of dying myself. But what I realize is like I'm actually terrified of ever going through the same pain as I went through with my parents. And that's why he's been treating Alfred like at a distance, because he doesn't want to, like, if Alfred dies, he doesn't want to feel that same kind of hurt. That shit was beautiful, man.
So
I like literally cried.
So what? You know what? I'm gonna say this. One scene, Nerd Man. Just that one scene alone makes the movie have heart.
No, the whole movie had heart the whole way through.
No, it did not.
Anyway,
no, it did not.
It did. It did.
Give me another one.
All the way through. What do you mean? Give you another?
Give me another one. Give me another scene that has some heart.
Give you another scene. You're asking like it doesn't even.
That's
make sense.
what I thought. Yeah, it doesn't make sense now, right? You can't come up with one.
I'm popping at the right time. What's up, Miss Susie? It was talented. Blue Beetle is like an action figure. Oh, freaky cool. Does Nerdman hate DC? Nah, Nerdman does not hate DC. He's just very critical of DC's doings, which, you know, rightfully so. He has the right to. You know, DC been messing up on some stuff, and you know, he wants them to do right. I want DC to do right too. I need DC to be consistent. I need DC to stop messing up, man. Because you know, I'm about to be flip-flopping out here. You know, MCU kind of got me a little bit right now, just a little bit. But James Gunn gonna be gone after this, so you know, they don't got me for much longer. They got me.
He got you. And Nerdman can cap all he wants to, but we came on that stream the other night and he was like, "Oh, it's good. I love it. It's a great movie."
No, I said, do you remember what I said? I said I'll have to watch it one more time.
You said that after I came on and started telling you it was great. But before I came on,
you hadn't even seen it by then.
I know, but you were saying it was great.
I said it was great, but I like fell asleep during the last half, like not fully asleep, but like I was waking up and then like I'd doze off and then wake up again. So
but did that have anything to do? But did that have anything to do with
I was
the movie
tired
or with
throughout the whole fucking movie? I'm saying I was tired throughout the whole movie, so I had to watch it again, and I watched it again, and I made a reassessment. It wasn't like a drastic difference, but it made some difference. Like honestly, as I said, the last action set piece was quite messy and all over the fucking place, and it was big CGI battle at the end, which is, you know what, half the course.
Yes, but what's wrong with the
course with these movies, and people are being critical of that very thing, like right now, and so I don't see how this movie is any different. As I said, the greatest thing about this movie and the thing I really like about it, the villain and the rocket story.
But I don't understand what the big deal is with.
And you said it yourself. You said it yourself. You know, you're like, oh, if you take the Joker out of Dark Knight, well, I'll do the same. If you take the Rocket and you take this guy out of this movie, then it's mid.
But you see, now you have two people you got to take out of this movie to be mid. You just take out the Joker, and it's garbage.
It's not garbage, but anyway.
Yes, it is.
Whatever.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You take out the Joker, and it's garbage.
You take out the Joker, you take out the fucking movie, and that's why I don't use. That's why I don't use your nonsense.
You take out the Joker and put someone else in there.
Argument, because that's a nonsense argument. I can't say,
you take out the. No, it's not. You take out the Joker and put in Two-Face.
What do you mean take out the Joker and put in Two-Face?
Take out the Joker and put in
the Joker's whole plot.
Yes, I know I know we're talking about the plot, but I'm talking about if you take him out and replace him with Two-Face. It's garbage.
I don't understand what that means. I don't. What
Do I
language
not?
are
You am I
talking
not
about?
speaking English? Do you
This
not
is juicy
understand
right
You're
now.
the
saying
words that are
words.
coming out of my
You're
mouth?
saying words. But I don't know what they fucking mean. How can you take out Joker? He's
Oh
integral.
my god!
It's integral that it is. Do you mean that the Two-Face is saying that he's an anarchist or what? I
I'm
don't
saying
get it.
you take out Joker, right? Let's just say, okay, because Joker's plan was to create Two-Face, right? Let's take that plot out the movie, right? Take that whole plot. But you take
Okay.
that whole plot out,
Sorry.
you replace Joker with Two-Face. Two-Face doing everything that Joker did. The movie's garbage. The only reason why it's good is because the fucking Heath Ledger Joker was great. That's the only reason. Everything else in that movie was garbage. Circumstantial with the boat shit. That's all circumstances that it had to happen a certain way. Circumstances with the way he got Two-Face to be Two-Face, right? Because Batman didn't actually know who it was, so maybe he went and actually saved the girl instead of him. You know what I mean? So it's all
No, the Joker planned that.
it was all
Because the Joker,
circumstantial.
the Joker told him that Rachel was in the place that Two-Face
My point is no. Joker was in jail when it happened.
Joker told
Batman, right? But what I'm saying,
where
if
fucking
Batman,
Rachel was, but
right?
Rachel
But
wasn't there.
right,
It was
but
the,
if
it was the
Batman
other
was
guy.
smart, but if Batman was smart enough to know that Joker may be fucking with him, he could have went to the other place, saved Rachel, and it
Sure,
could have
but he was in the heat of the moment. He made the wrong
okay.
decision.
But what I'm saying, it's all circumstantial, right?
How's
It's
that
all
circumstantial? That's
because why are you
the
going to
opposite
take
of
Joker's word
circumstantial.
for what he said, though? Like,
So he should have gone to the other place.
Yes,
Is what you're saying. Okay,
yes.
so fair enough. He should have gone
Right.
to the
So
other
I'm saying
place, but he made a
circumstantial.
mistake.
Then you had
Human
the chance
beings
of
make mistakes.
then you
right?
had the chance of, to blow up the boat and then they don't do it, right? He doesn't know that's good. Joker doesn't know that's gonna happen. Batman doesn't know that's gonna happen, right? All I'm saying
That's
is
the weakest
Joker-
part of the
Joker-
movie. That was the weakest part of the movie
But that's
for me.
what I'm
I
trying
didn't
to
really like that boat bit, but like the whole other rest of the third act is really good.
it's
with
garbage.
him,
It's
with him,
garbage.
with the Joker like fucking with him, making him think that the Joker faces were the hostages were the actual villains. Like that was tight. All of that shit was tight.
Garbage.
Joker was hoping for it to work, but humanity, decided to not play by his rules at that moment. But up until that point, with all the chaos he was causing, he really thought he was going to have a breakthrough. He really thought.
Even the jail scene, right? Where
What
he's in
jail
jail
scene?
and where he's in jail and the dude has the fucking cell phone in his stomach or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to remember what actually happens, but I know it's like, oh well, if this doesn't happen, then his whole plan is shit. Just like the movie's garbage, bro. It's like this Nolan ass crap. It's garbage, and if you take the Joker out of that movie, it's
If
even
you take the
fucking
best
worse.
thing out of the movie, which is the whole basic movie, everything is intertwined.
Right, he's the best part of the movie because the movie is garbage.
Everything is intertwined.
How the fuck do you have a fucking Batman movie?
Great.
How the fuck do you have a Batman
great.
movie? How the fuck do you have a Batman movie and Joker is the best part of the movie?
How do you have a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie and fucking the high?
No, he's not. No, he's
best part
not.
of the
Rocket
movie?
is the best part of the movie. It's not
so
high
bullshit.
evolutionary.
It's the high
Rocket.
It's
No,
the
it's
best
not.
part.
It's Rocket, and you just said
High
it too.
evolutionary
So
is
don't
the
even
best
try
part.
and cap right now, nerd man. You
All
even
right,
said
so he's just
that
one
Rocket
character.
is the best part of the movie.
Yeah, but he's one character.
He's a main character.
Out of what? How many are
the
there?
main character.
So apart from Rocket, all the rest of them are mid.
No. You
Yeah,
just said
all the rest
Mantis
of the
was
Guardians
good.
are mid.
You just said Mantis was good.
All right, Mantis. I'll give you Mantis.
You said
right.
okay. So
Mantis,
now you're
she ain't
talking.
as good as the high evolutionary.
So now we're talking
She ain't as good
Mantis.
as the high evolutionary.
We're talking Rocket. We're talking even Drax. You said and high evolutionary.
He had one scene. Let's not go crazy here. He had one good scene.
But you said he was better in this movie than he was in other movies.
Look, let's just keep the fucking
Anyway,
DC
stop
slander.
capping, bro.
Herman, make sure you
Stop
check
capping,
the
nerd
private
man.
chat too.
Stop
Keep the
capping,
DC
nerd man.
slander out, like, of this conversation. The Dark
Stop
Knight
capping,
is
nerd
fucking
man.
great. Your argument is complete shit. It doesn't make any sense. How the fuck are you gonna say
My argument don't make sense.
part of the movie, the best part of the movie, which is absolutely, you cannot extricate the Joker element of the Dark Knight out of the Dark Knight. If you took the Joker element out of the Dark Knight, the movie would be 10 minutes long. You can't extricate
You take the Joker out
everything
and
that the
replace him
Joker
with
impacts.
Two-Face.
How do you do that? Because he's
Easy.
an anarchist.
You write him fucking easy. You write Two-Face as you would write the Joker. Plain and simple.
Then Two-Face is the Joker then.
But it's only because of
Two-Face
Heath Ledger's
is the Joker.
Performance as the Joker
why
that movie
Two-Face,
is good.
if you take Two-Face and it's the exact same storyline, then you've made Two-Face the Joker.
How?
Because all of the fucking plans are Joker-esque kind of plans. They're not fucking Two-Face style kind
because
of thing.
Because Two-Face never had those kind of plans in comic,
no,
right?
He doesn't have those kind of plans.
Has
Two-Face
what are you talking about, bro?
He's not. Two-Face isn't like blowing up children's hospitals just to make Batman mad for the sake of it. Like, he's not doing this because Joker, he's doing it to get under Batman's skin. Two-Face doing it because he's always doing it by the coin. He's led by the coin, you know.
Because
like,
he's a psycho. Because he's a psycho. He's just like Joker.
But unlike Joker, that coin decides what's going to happen. You know, he might decide, hey.
But coin is a double side. It's a one-sided coin. So no matter what happens with the coin, it's always going to be what he wants it to be.
But well, okay, it depends.
Yes,
Sometimes he has a coin where it's heads and tails. It depends. But I'll give an example. Also, there's a scene in Batman Brave and the Bold where Two-Face is with Batman, right? And there's these two criminals that come up. And he flips the coin to decide if he's going to help Batman fight the criminals or join the criminals and kill Batman. He flips the coin, it's tails, he beats up the criminals, and then he flips the coin again to decide if he's going to kill Batman or let Batman go, and Batman punches him. Joker doesn't do that.
Two-Face's whole theme.
Comic. Okay.
Two-Face's no, it's not. It's in all of the comics. Two-Face's theme throughout the comics is the coin makes the decision for him. That means he could do a good thing. That means he could do a thing to help the Batman. He could do something against the Batman. It depends. So I just think, again, the whole plot of how Joker is going about fucking with the Batman in that movie is specifically tailored to a Joker style story. You cannot fucking extricate that from that movie. Even though, Joker's in it like not that long, but he permeates everything in that movie with the whole fucking everything being turned on its head. Every time Batman thinks he's got ahead of the Joker, it's like it's actually something else. That whole element of that story is pure Joker. You can't do that with any Batman villain. It doesn't work.
So, Nerdman, we got to make sure we do this before you head out.
Yeah. So I didn't know if this is our Superhero Sunday then?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You should have called it Superhero Sunday with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 stuff.
Oh, well, let me add to the front of it.
Yeah, so anyway, that doesn't matter. So, yes, we are reviewing these two comics, right?
Yep. I read issue 1 of Hitman. I read it.
And I read your issue of the Fantastic Four. Can I ask, why did you choose that specific? So let's introduce the comics first so that everyone knows what we're talking about.
Okay, yes. Let me change the title and bring them up real quick. So we had 2 different comics. Nerdman recommended a comic to me. I recommended a comic to him. I recommended to Nerdman Fantastic Four issue 52, which introduces T'Challa, the Black Panther.
And it's the first Fantastic Four I've ever read, actually, funnily enough.
I don't read Fantastic Four like that, but T'Challa's in it, so
Yeah.
that's why I read it. And I read Hitman issue 1. This is not the cover, but the character on the left is referred to under the name Hitman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, my question to you to start off with was, why did you choose Fantastic Four? And then, do you want to talk about Fantastic Four first, or do you want to talk about Hitman first? Up to you.
Let's talk about Hitman real quick.
And did you read them all, or you didn't get to read them? I guess.
No, I read it. I read the issue 1.
No, I'm talking about Nzo because.
Oh, he didn't know about the comics.
I sent him a thing saying if he's coming on, he should read it. Or anyone coming on should read it. But anyway, carry on. So
I will say this. I never heard of this character at all. The art was very interesting. The artist of the story was actually Garth Ennis. And Garth Ennis, they did this. Very interesting.
He's the writer. He's the writer.
He's the writer, and Don McRae is the artist.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason I got you to read this is because he's the writer of The Boys. Garth Ennis.
I knew that name was familiar.
Yeah.
This is you know what?
He did for DC.
Yeah, that shit. It makes sense now. Hey, So which came out first, The Boys or this?
This came out before The Boys. He wrote The Boys a little bit after. But I think he's a fucking genius, dude. Like, and I really liked this run of comics. But tell me what you thought. I'm curious.
I mean, it's not like, in terms of the characters we've seen, it's not like really nothing new. But a DC specific hitman that has the powers of telekinesis. He can.
So he has telepathy. He has telepathy, and he can has X-ray vision. I think that's
telepathy. Yeah, telepathy and X-ray vision. There was some stuff I was confused about. There was a part of the story where we got introduced to some villains, and they want to use him as some type of like I guess the best way is like kind of like how Ghost Rider is used by the devil. It's like a spirit of vengeance,
exactly.
The bidding of somebody. They want to get our main character, this hitman, to be that. But it's literally just introduced. It started off. We get introduced to his fellow hitman friends. We see him, meet this girl. And the thing about it is,
have a crush on her. It was weird. It's one of the only like cartoon characters I had like a crush on.
And the interesting thing about it is like he's literally so all these yellow speech bubbles here is literally the thoughts and stuff that he's hearing as he, his thoughts and the thoughts he's hearing as he does these acts to these people. And he's using it, like, for example, when he's dating a girl, he's using that as a way to figure out ahead of time how do I best approach this girl. Like when she brought up, I'm glad you didn't decide to like take it further and do anything like, try to kiss me and stuff and get fresh. And he said to himself, I would have done it, but I know she wouldn't have liked it because she
exactly.
So as far as the first issue, there's more that I need to read, but it's just literally the start. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. But when you said this was created by the Boys writer, I can see the inspiration for the Boys in it.
So the thing is, I think the story gets much, much better. Like this wouldn't be for me like the best issue of Hitman, right? It gets better and better and better as it goes on. Until Garth Ennis kind of left the book, and then nobody could really write it like Garth Ennis, so it kind of got discontinued. But I really wish they'd do something with this character because I think he's quite a fun character, and it's kind of an interesting concept that he's a hitman who, because he's got powers, he's the only one who essentially can kill supervillains. So he's given contracts to kill supervillains. And in this one, what you're going to find out, and this isn't really a spoiler because it's where the story goes, he gets contracted to kill the Joker, essentially, to go to Arkham Asylum and kill the Joker. So it was really a fun idea, and I always thought that his way of using his telepathy to like kill people not only is funny, but it's like it's also pretty clever. Like he always like, you know, like these guys are there thinking they're the hot shit and they're gonna fuck him up and stuff, but he knows what they're gonna do like before. So yeah, I would recommend people if they're, you know, because this is one of those comics from the 90s that's like kind of like forgotten almost. And there's a lot of stuff from the 90s that was really great that people have, you know, like nobody talks about Hitman now, right? But at the time, it was a really, really big comic.
I personally, you know, recommend some people try this out. I got this on Amazon. It was only $1.99 just to read it digital on Kindle. It's only $1.99 on Amazon, guys. Read it digital. It's only 26 pages. It's not going to hurt. Check it out.
It's not going to hurt. What a recommendation.
No, like it's literally not going to hurt. Like
no, but I would say just
there's nothing overwhelming.
This first one again was just an intro to the character. As it goes on, the story gets way better. But like, I think it's a character that should be. I wish they kind of brought him back because he was a fun part of Gotham, and you know, you don't really have characters like him, you know, in DC, and it's just an interesting concept to have a hitman who specifically goes after supervillains. Right? So, yeah, again, that I was curious what you would think about it, but yeah.
I thought it was cool. I pretty much liked the vibe of it. It was, I mean, it's happening in Gotham, so the grit within the story makes sense. The way the character acts, he's, you know, this tough, rugged looking dude. Like it all fits this aesthetic of Gotham. It looks dirty. It looks grimy. Even the way it's drawn, it has a grimy look to it. He's not saying it's bad, but it has a grimy look to it, which also fits the aesthetic of what Gotham City should be. Grimy.
And yeah, it's the thing that for me about it is it's really funny. Like it's Garth Ennis, you know, at his best. He's like does some really funny things with you know, the Hitman fighting Batman and stuff like that. So just again with the first issue, it's, you know, it's a good intro to the character, I'll say. But as the story kind of develops, you're going to see some really like fun Garth Ennis stuff. You know, like for instance, he's hired to kill this guy who's a big time gangster, but he's like a Siamese twin, and he's only hired to kill one of the Siamese twins. Right, so he kills this one, the one on the left side or whatever, and so the other the brother is left alive, and he's fucking pissed at Hitman because he's got this dead thing like connected to him his dead brother connected to him the whole time. So there's just like stuff like really dark humor. It kind of is like if Quentin Tarantino wrote a superhero comic, you know, like. So that's how I would put it. It's got like a Quentin Tarantino vibe, but like, you know, like Reservoir Dogs or something like that. But like with superheroes.
Nerd man, if we know Quentin Tarantino is not going to retire after his last movie, but if he does do a last movie, just end it on a bang with a comic book movie. Give him a character like this to do.
Yeah, I really think they should have even approached. You know, Quentin Tarantino to do like Hitman. I really do. Like at the time, I was shocked that, you know, no one saw the potential of like making a really cool film franchise out of this. But anyway, yeah.
This is honestly, and I do agree. And hopefully, they decide to bank on this type of stuff. But characters like this would be perfect to do like a Max TV show on. Not say he needs a movie, but you know they got this new streaming service. You giving Penguin a TV show, do a TV show about this guy set in this new DC universe and stuff. You know,
Absolutely.
It can be a self-contained thing. Eventually, it can be as literally a self-contained story. It's extra content, and you get to represent.
And you can bank off the boys. You could say, oh, from the same creator as the boys. You know, so
actually bring on Garth Ennis as a showrunner.
Exactly. All right, should we talk about Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I want to hear your opinion on it. I want to hear your opinion on it.
Guys, you bring up the
asked
cover.
Birdman to read Fantastic Four issue 52. Let me bring it up.
This was written by Stan Lee, right?
Stan Lee and let me see, because I don't want to say Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I could be wrong. Let me see. I know Stan Lee did write it. The writer was Stan Lee, and penciler was Jack Kirby, inker Joe Sinott, letterer Sam Rosen. So yeah, it's a Stan Lee and Jack Kirby story.
Bring up the cover, no?
Here you go.
No, I'm saying for you. Oh, like that? No, to the side so they can see us. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But
oh yeah, well, let me bring it up to the side.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
But yeah, it's interesting for me because like those old 60s comics, like I enjoy them. Looking back at where like comics kind of came from and how far they've come. Obviously the dialogue's pretty fucking simplistic and whatever, but this for me was like a Black Panther with enough prep time, essentially, because it's a pretty neat one-off story about like how Black Panther essentially is able to fight the entire Fantastic Four.
Were you?
And he's using really his scientific knowledge, and like it's kind of like made me feel like, oh, I wish we got this Black Panther in the movies. You know,
that's that Nerdman.
That's what I kind of got the feeling of.
You're right on the money with it because the older like 60 T'Challa, he kind of made Wakanda more technological. Which made him more essential to it, but then they, changed it to where in the modern day, Wakanda was already advanced somewhat before him, which, now they can separate T'Challa and Wakanda in their own way.
So I like this hunter aspect of him, like, oh, he's a panther, like panthers are like hunters, and so I really enjoyed that aspect. However, there are some anachronisms, like some 60s stuff that is a little bit off-putting about the comic. Like, I feel like it's kind of a little bit racist in places.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure
Africa and stuff like that. And there was a specific joke on the. Yeah, go on.
I'm not sure if you know, but this is why I brought up this cover. If you look at the one on the left, it shows his face, but the one on the right covers his face. So Stan Lee and them had to cover his face just to get this issue posted. And then in the story, he takes off his mask and stuff and shows his face. But they wouldn't let them show his face on the cover.
Why? Because he's black.
I don't know, racist shit.
So they wouldn't let it, because
they wouldn't let him put it on the cover like that. But he takes his mask off in the story, but they wasn't gonna let him put it in the cover.
But they had the comic code of authority back then, and so maybe
it's still racist people.
Yeah, but there was
Not saying Stan Lee and Jack
literally
Kirby are
some.
racist, but
No, but there was literally like something the thing said on the third page or whatever, where it was like, you know, something about like a tin pot African whatever, and like there's some little bits where it's just like that's a little bit that's quite racist, basically the way he's describing Africans, the way they're talking about Africans. But apart from that, I enjoyed the silliness of just how wacky everything was, you know, like in terms of the storyline. There's something quite whimsical about it. It's definitely an old comic, and to some I think they might find it dated, but I did enjoy that whiz bang element of it, where it's just like very simple concept. Black Panther's a hunter. He thinks the Fantastic Four are like interesting prey, and he just uses all his wacky like technology to fucking you know, like defeat the Fantastic Four one by one. So it's really interesting in that aspect, and I like it. It's like they kind of he has a kind of Batman-esque element to him, but it's like it's different because he's coming at it from the perspective of a hunter. That's why he's prepared for with all the traps. The other thing I'll say about it is I'm not the biggest fan of Stan Lee's writing. His dialogue, his everything is just really basic and simple, and I understand because of like the time period it was written in, but I'm just used to more like kind of modern stuff, and like yeah, so that specific aspect of it was not, you know, that I didn't enjoy as much.
yeah, it was like, you know, it's like when I read the Superman, his first 5 issues, like his original Golden Age issues from the 30s.
Mm.
You know, like the dialogue, you know, it's of the time, like of the 30s and shit. It's how people talk and stuff. But you know, I don't fault you because it's kind of hard reading this old stuff in our you know, today with the way we speak and stuff. It's kind of tough. It doesn't mean I can't read it, but I don't fault anybody if it's hard to like really read this stuff.
And by the way, guys, we're going to be doing this every week on Sunday. Part of our Superhero Sunday is going to be I'm going to give him a comic to read. He's going to give me a comic to read, and anybody who wants to come on can also read those comics. And yeah, it's just like to see like where you come from as comic book readers. What is the things that, you know, like what are the comics that like make you define these characters? Because everyone's always talking about like, you know, that isn't Superman, or that isn't the Fantastic Four, or that isn't. So I wanted to understand somebody's perspective on these characters, and so I'm hoping by the end of when we're doing this, like I will get, so this is where K-Dots comes from with these characters. This is why he likes these movies like this, or he likes these representations like this. And I'm hoping you can see the same thing from my point of view as well.
You don't want me to recommend you the comic I used to read in elementary?
So what's the next comic you want me to read, by the way? I'm kind of curious.
Shit. I already got it ready to go right here, man. Look. You guys, I am not trolling when I say this. Ready for it, nerd man?
Yep.
Best comic book right here, man. Gus Beezer and Spider-Man.
Oh my god.
Oh, really?
I'm joking. I'm not gonna make you read that shit.
No, I don't mind reading it. Well, I was really?
I mean, I'm not soon, but not this next stream. I'm not gonna recommend you this one yet. It's literally just a fun like comic. It's not even really canon or nothing. This is a made up character. Gus Beezer is not even related to Spider-Man. He's supposed to be Peter's cousin or something.
So Jared from the Comic League says there is no definitive version of any comic book character. It's just one's personal preference or personal version. That's where I come from with it a little bit, but like I think
it's for sure definitive Spider-Man. 616 Spider-Man. Stan Lee Spider-Man that he started. Ultimate Spider-Man is not the definitive one. Miles Morales not the definitive Spider-Man. 616 Spider-Man is the definitive Spider-Man.
No, but he's talking about like characteristics, like for instance, Superman won't kill or something like that. Like he's saying that there's no definitive answer to the question because there are
he's talking about character
where. No, I don't think he's talking about. John, tell us what you're talking about if you're still there. But
like
there's no definitive version of any comic book character. He's saying like people come at these films and go, "Oh, that's not this character. That's not Blade. That's not this character." But in the end of the day, like it just depends on what comic book story you're reading. Like I don't like Man of Steel, but if you say that there's no there's no precedent for that in the comics, that's just a lie. Like you can definitely read some Superman comics and get that kind of story out of it. Now, I don't think that's the majority of Superman comics. I don't even think that's the best version of Superman. But like there is comics where you can justify something like Man of Steel. Like if you're saying, that didn't come from the comics, that's not necessarily true.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. Look at it like this. It's obvious one, but Old Man Logan. In that comic, Logan's a pacifist. He decides to take on the life of pacifist because he killed his other X-Men and stuff. Now, Old Man Logan, in the Logan movie, he's not a pacifist. He's just a sickly old man that can barely use his powers and stuff. But generally, Wolverine is not a pacifist. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's a pacifist for this one story, but he's generally not a pacifist in general. He's a very violent character.
And yeah, exactly. And
if someone came to me, right, and told me, Wolverine is a pacifist, I'm telling him, okay, from what story? Old Man Logan. Okay, how many other stories is he a pacifist? Well, I just seen it in Old Man Logan. Well, he's not a pacifist. That's what I'm saying. It's like with Dark Knight Returns, Batman kills, and well, technically he doesn't kill that.
Yeah.
He says guns are the weapons of cowards, but he does kill.
Yeah.
His stance on guns is that guns are weapons of cowards in that story. But he did kill some people in that story. But to be fair, that's only like a few comics here and there.
But my thing is though that if you're gonna adapt a film version of a character, unless you're gonna do it really, really good, like you should stray away from things that have been divisive in the comics, because if they're divisive in the comics, they're probably going to be divisive in the movies. Like for instance, like with the Wonder Woman movie, I think they did the right thing because they pulled only one thing from the New 52, which was like that Zeus was her dad. And to be honest, I didn't even really like that, but the fact of the matter is, if they had gone with a New 52 version of the characters of the Amazons, with them basically raping men and to get babies, and they're not immortals, and Paradise Island isn't really a paradise, it would have just, I don't think it would have done well at all. Right? Honestly, I think it would have been really divisive, and people would have, been like, she's not even a fucking heroic character. It's that kind of thing where you're just like, I think it's better to stray more towards the more popular versions of a character, unless you're doing something very specific, like especially when the character isn't established. really, like, if the character's really got like it's very, very established in movies, then yeah, maybe you can play around with it a little bit more. But in general, I think it's better to like go for the more popular versions of a character if you're going to adapt them for the first time.
That's why I say, but especially with Batman and stuff, the character to the point where you need to handle him in a certain way. Like, prime example, there's a Spider-Man comic where Spider-Man it's an Elseworld, right? But just imagine they made this into a movie. Spider-Man kills Mary Jane, but you wanna know how he kills her, Nerd Man?
Oh,
He came inside of her. His cum was radioactive, and she died.
is that real?
Yep. Not a lot of people like that story. Imagine if they made it a movie. I can say, but you guys, it's comic accurate. Why do you hate it? Nobody who read that comic liked that dumb shit. So it shouldn't even be adapted. You can adapt it if you want to. I'm not saying no one can adapt it, but don't be mad when people say, why'd you adapt this bullshit? Because you adapted some bullshit that nobody fucking liked. I don't want to see Batman.
It's not, no, you shouldn't say nobody liked it. It was divisive, right? Like, as opposed to nobody liked it. Or did maybe in that case.
Somebody got to be a freak if they like Peter Parker shooting his radioactive.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe in that case, you're right. Like, most people didn't like that. But like, for instance, the new 52, which was what the DCEU was based on in the early movies, it was super divisive, and I just think that was it was a little bit of a mistake to go that route. Because I like some of the new 52, like I like the Shazam and whatever. I thought that was pretty good. There were elements even of the Justice League that I liked. But in general, I just think it made a lot of stupid mistakes. And a lot of people agree, with me. That's why they had to like do the whole rebrand and rebirth, and like now we're brighter and happier. And I don't even think that worked particularly well. I think DC has only recently got back on its feet again. Like now it's doing some really good stuff. But yeah, in any case, New 52, very divisive. Shouldn't have based it on that. You should have based it on the most iconic comics and versions of those fucking characters, basically. Yeah, that's how I see.
Nerdman, this thing I say about these, this is why I say, if someone were to do a movie where they did this, I think this was around New 52, where
Superman was wearing the jeans and
riding a fucking motorcycle. Like, someone can adapt this if they want to, but I'm gonna outright shit on it. I'm gonna say, why the fuck is Superman riding around on a motorcycle? He should be flying. He should be jumping over tall buildings in a single bound. Like, I'm just saying, I'm a shit on it because nobody was fucking with Superman. Who wouldn't see Superman on a motorcycle? That's just dumb. That's not even interesting or engaging. That's trash. That's trash.
Yeah. I heard the comic is actually surprisingly good, but I don't. It's
like I'm fine with if you want to take
I couldn't even read it because he was dressed. I couldn't even read it because he was dressed like that. But according to people, it's quite good. It's by the guy who did All-Star Superman. Funnily enough, wrote that version of him. I'm not remembering what his name is now.
Wait, let me get his name. Grant Morrison.
Yeah, Grant Morrison, exactly. So yeah, it's apparently it's actually quite good, but just for me, I don't know. I don't like him with the jeans. I read a little bit of it, and it's just like, look, I can't deal with it. He's wearing jeans and a fucking t-shirt. It's just
Durbin, I died when I saw that. I was like, what is this? I was like, man, look. And look, I'll just say this. Let's say, for example, a director wanted to come out and do a adaptation of 30s Batman, right, in a one-off movie, would I be mad at it? No, because it's a one-off movie. It's gonna be done. It's not like they're trying to turn it into a universe of Batman and stuff. If it's a one-off Elseworld movie about, the time when Batman was a killer and tying dudes to his helicopter and snapping their necks, all right, one-off movie. I'm not tripping off it. Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, no, but and also Batman's so established that you can have fun with him. You know what I
Right?
mean?
Yeah,
They've
you can.
established Joker and Batman in the modern world so much. Like if Joker came out before, like, say, The Dark Knight or before Batman 89, there was a movie like Joker. It would kind of like, it wouldn't work as well. You know, Joker, the movie Joker works so well because it's playing off elements that we know about the Joker as a character because he's permeated pop culture for so long. But it's playing off those elements and it's kind of like turning them on its head a little bit, like kind of making it like, oh, what if he's kind of like an anti-hero kind of thing?
And
Like if I'm like seeing it from his perspective, you know what I mean?
And in a sense, we got, before the Joker movie, we did get our perfect versions of Joker established, whether it be through the animated series with Mark Hamill, Joker in the Arkham games. I would say even Joker.
I think Jack Nicholson Joker was fucking fire. I mean, like they were. Jack Nicholson Joker and Heath Ledger's Joker were both excellent.
Oh
yeah, so look, as soon as we say Joker's excellent, look at Nzo come up.
Best Joker is Jack Nicholson.
I'm not mad at you saying that. People who say that Heath Ledger was way better than Jack Nicholson, I don't know what they're talking about. Like honestly, I think that Jack Nicholson's Joker had more. He made me laugh more. He was funny, like that's what I kind of liked. But it was in a very dark and twisted way that he was funny,
Right, he's more comic book accurate than Heath Ledger's Joker.
Again, with the comic book
you're taking it too far now, Nzo. You're taking it too far.
But
I don't think he is more comic book accurate though. Like I think there's been so many versions of the Joker. The Joker is one of those characters that you really can't say. Like there's been so many versions of the Joker now. That you could definitely justify Heath Ledger's Joker as like something that's very comic book accurate.
Well, if you want to talk about original Joker, then it's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, if you're talking about the 30s comics when it was first written, he's the best version of like the original.
What about Cesar Romero?
Cesar Romero as well.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, I don't like him, but he was definitely comic book accurate to like, the original versions of the Joker, and specifically once they did that comics, once they basically started they gave the comic book code of authority or whatever, where like they had to make everything a little bit more lighter, and because they thought that these comics were corrupting kids. So that Joker there from that era, that was definitely the
he lined up. That's when they was doing the doing the rainbow Batman suit and stuff. Giving Lois powers with Superman fighting Muhammad Ali and losing. But Muhammad Ali the GOAT, so he deserved that. But did my boy Superman dirty.
You don't think Muhammad Ali could beat up Superman?
Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it. I'm not trying to say that.
Of course, but his powers were taken away. So Superman without his powers, of course, Muhammad Ali's gonna kick his ass. What's Superman gonna do against Muhammad Ali for hands?
He got
absolutely nothing.
Bob and weave. That's all you can do with Muhammad Ali. Honestly, no, you got to get out the ring with Muhammad Ali. This man sat at the corner of the ring, literally dodging, just doing that for a couple minutes, and that dude couldn't even touch him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's
Later
a
on, John. Peace.
get some sleep, bro.
Yeah. So, what's your Onzo? Tell me one of your like favorite comics. Maybe we can do one where we read one of yours as well. But it has to
Actually,
be like a short one, like
I have to
one.
get back on you then because I'm more on this like series of comics, right?
Yeah,
So
I usually read like them once they've been collected into a series as well. But
right. So my
I'm just
favorite.
for these ones we're just choosing like ones you can read in in the week.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Nerman,
one.
I was
Yeah,
I was gonna recommend you a JLA one, but it's kind of long. So yeah, I
I
got
don't mind reading a long one. I'm just saying in general. We
no.
could
This
read.
one's pretty long. I think
What's it called?
it's Justice League of America. I let me make sure if it's the
Can I
issue.
read one issue, one or two issues, or is it? Oh, I have to read the whole thing.
Well, it's one issue, but let me find the issue real quick.
Like one of my favorite comic book series is Age of
Age
Apocalypse.
of, Age of Apocalypse. I'd love to read one of those ones.
Yeah, I love that.
If you tell me, yeah, you want one for that series because I kind of like didn't. I was big into the X-Men, but I don't think I read the whole of that storyline. So
Yeah, it's really good.
I'd love to read.
Read, I think might be like 2 or 3 comments, but I think you can actually read the last one.
Never mind, I gotta do some searching for that issue.
Read the comic that actually starts Age of Ultron, which is when Legion kills his father, when Professor X's son kills him, but he's trying to kill Magneto instead, and ends up killing Professor X.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Send us a link
that's
to it, and then I'll definitely that could be our next week one. Plus, I was gonna suggest that we read. There was a few that like we could read there's a new Shazam one that came out last week, which I read, which is really good. So I was gonna suggest reading that, but there was
They came out with I think a Green Lantern one after. That's part of that little run that you sent me, Nerdman, of these reinventions of the
Hitman.
character.
Oh, which one?
When you sent me that Shazam issue 1 of 2023, I saw another one on Twitter get promoted. I think it was a Green Lantern one. It was Green Lantern issue 1, 2023.
Oh yeah. No, I want to. I'd love to read that as well, but
I'm not
I
sure
had
if
some
it's part of
specific
like a
ones.
little. I wasn't sure if it's part of like a revamp series for the characters or something.
No, they're doing Dawn of DC with new creative teams, but Mark Waid is one of the best comic book writers. Like, I don't know if you know Mark Waid, like he did Kingdom Come is probably his most famous one. You know Kingdom Come? It's Justice League.
I know. I haven't read Kingdom Come. That's on my list of what I need to read.
Dude, that comic is fucking awesome, dude. That is really, really good. I just figured you would have read it.
The only thing I know about that story is that it's literally, you know, old school versus the new school, new age of heroes showing up, Superman trying to keep them on the path, but they're just doing some bullshit. Hopefully, the authority will be like that for him in the DCU.
Yeah. So, all right. You can read for me next week. We'll do that Shazam #1 because I think that's really good, and it's especially after the movie. I think you'll kind of enjoy it. I have a couple other ones that for the weeks after.
I'll send.
Have any of you guys ever read Generation X from the 90s? It was like an X-Men comic. Generation X.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so it was an X-Men comic, but it was like younger X-Men, basically, like the kids. I fucking loved that comic, so I was gonna get you to read that, like maybe the
So
week after.
the Legion is called Legion's Quest, and it's the prelude to Age of Apocalypse. It's a 6-part Marvel comic where Legion goes back in time and he ends up killing his father instead of Magneto.
Oh, cool. All right, well, send us a link, and I'll send you a link to the Shazam one, and you send me kdot. Which one were you gonna do next week? For next week?
I'll have it to you by tomorrow.
All right, cool.
I'm bouncing between two of them.
So we know for next week we're doing Shazam by Mark Waid, issue 1, and then Onzo, your one was called Legion. What was it called? Legion Quest, which is an X-Men, the beginning of the what was it? The Apocalypse. Wow,
That's the beginning of Age of Apocalypse. Yeah,
yeah, nice. Those are two good ones. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it. Guardians of the Galaxy is half a banger movie. There you go. Because of Rocket. Rocket saved your fucking movie, bro. You know it.
Stop it.
Rocket saved that movie, bro.
At least Rocket saved our movies. There's nothing that saves any of your movies. Shazam, Black Adam.
Shut your whole mouth, man. Don't talk about Shazam. Shazam Fury of the Gods was funnier than Guardians 3.
Facts.
That's
what was that?
It was funnier. The jokes were funnier.
Absolutely
Shazam,
not.
Fury of the Gods. Yeah, they were.
Absolutely.
I had to get around that.
Absolutely true.
Absolutely.
That is facts.
There was
UMC fucking guys are capping. See how look at how we are kdots about their fucking trash movies. Look, we're nice, we come on, we're being positive, like our Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it has some problems.
You're being positive
because
you know the movie was good. You have to be positive. You know you be capping to say the movie is trash. But when people say Shazam and Black Adam and all those other movies are trash, they're telling the truth. They're garbage.
Man, them people lost.
Wait. So let's just be clear on this. Black Adam is a good bad movie. Like, it's an entertaining bad movie. I don't care what anyone says. Like, you cannot sit through that movie and not just be kind of fucking entertained by, like,
I'll give it a thumbs up because of The Rock.
The Justice Society are fucking fun in that movie. Like, all of that stuff is like very fun.
But we all know
Shazam Fury of the Gods is a very funny fucking comedy.
It's fucking
superhero movie, and it is not
and
fucking garbage. And look, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the third in that fucking movie series, and it's the only fucking good one.
No, the first one is good, but you know
the
what?
First one ain't that good.
But you know what proves the first one is really good. What are we talking about here? But you know what really proves my point, which I love, is that when you showed me that deleted scene, it explained exactly what I was saying about that chick.
Right, and he deleted it because he didn't think that made
he had to delete it. But that's where he was going with it, though. So
no, it's not where he was going with it. Exactly where he was going with it. He deleted it because it didn't make fucking sense. That's why he deleted
it only because they needed to delete a few minutes of the movie to make the runtime, right?
Dude, but every scene he's deleted, it makes fucking sense. I saw how
he was going with it.
His process of deletion of scenes is very fucking purposeful. That's like a lot of the time.
Where he was going with it.
Nah, it isn't. It ain't. It just isn't. It was because the fucking motivation did not make sense.
He acts more adult than when he's a fucking superhero.
Great, but he's entertaining still when he's the fucking superhero. So I don't give a shit if like he's acting differently. He's entertaining. He's better than fucking Quill.
Absolutely not. What are you talking about?
Quill. Yeah, he's funny and better than Quill. His jokes. Even his emotional scenes are better than fucking Quill. And the funny thing about it is the emotional scenes are much more with Quill, and he's got like more to do, and he still fucks them up.
I so wish I would have saved it because it was on Twitter and they had like 4 different scenes from Shazam 2 where he's doing some emotional shit and it looks like he's trying to take a shit. He's trying to be emotional, but it looks like he's taking a shit. It's like, oh god, this turd won't come out. That's the kind of face he
Are
put
you
on.
talking about? You're talking about when he? That's not emotional shit. You're talking about when he's like basically
Mad.
like when he's angry or he wants
when
to
he's
like
angry,
fight
that's
someone,
emotion. Anger is
and
emotion.
he's playing it like a kid, like trying to be fucking angry. That's exactly what he's doing.
No, he's showing
you guys are too
angry face, and he looks
zing
like
goes over your head. What is it? What is it? The fucking The Rock said about Kane. He's like, it's like your brains are like a parakeet, like going fucking backwards. It's like zing straight over your head. He was playing it like a kid being fucking angry.
No,
so that's why he was doing like he.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. That's his face.
That is not. He's
preaching facts.
Yeah, I'm preaching facts as per usual.
Of course, K-Dot's gonna say you're preaching facts. This is why
I agree with him. I don't need to really.
It's supposed to be fucking cheesy the way he looks. That's what he was playing. He was playing up to the fact that this guy he's a kid. Like when a kid goes in and they're like pretending to be angry, you almost can't take them seriously because they're like.
No, this is the reason why I had to come on this stream because I knew sooner or later there would be this bullshit capping that you guys be doing right now. So I have to counteract that bullshit that we all talking about. You guys know the only fucking good DC movie is Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Nah, you can't go that far. You're taking it too far now, Nzo.
It's true.
Wonder Woman better than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
No, Wonder Woman is not better than Zack Snyder's Justice League. Sorry.
Aquaman better than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Aquaman is not better than Shazam is not better than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Look, now you can't even
Batman's better than Zack Snyder's Justice League. Joker's better.
The Batman is arguably better than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Absolutely.
I think it's about the same. I think they're about the same.
And let's not even talk about Joker because that's not even a fucking superhero movie.
Shut up, man. This
it's not a superhero movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy isn't a superhero movie. This is some fucking space pirates bullshit, man. I was gonna say this actually. One of the things I'm gonna take away from this movie, like it's a great movie. It's even one of the best comic book movies, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think all in all, when you put it together, it's up there. It would round out the top 20, 30 comic book movies. I think it's in that conversation, but it ain't a fucking superhero movie. Like
what's not a superhero movie?
Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They're not superheroes. They're just fucking space like pirates with guns and shit.
So Drax is not a superhero. Adam Warlock is not a superhero. What are we talking about?
Adam Warlock is like a fucking. Is he a superhero? He's got powers. I don't know what
but he's good at the end of the movie, so he's a superhero, right? What the fuck does
superhero? They don't have superhero costumes. They don't have nothing, bro.
What the fuck does the Batman have? Nothing.
What do you mean? What does the Batman have?
He's nothing.
He's wearing a superhero fucking costume.
Yeah, one that fucking hold on. One that can fucking absorb a fucking bomb blast, but can't absorb a fucking shotgun blast. I got it. Good.
He did absorb it. He's just tired.
He absorbed it. What are you talking about exactly? This guy is such a fucking hater. I cannot believe it. Let's take away whether the Batman is garbage or not. It's a superhero movie. This shit, Guardians of the Galaxy, is not a superhero shit. So don't put it in the conversation. Superhero movies. Superhero movies have limitations that this does not have. This has unfair advantages. It gets to travel all through fucking space.
Anything fucking Nolan has done, and anything that this fucking Pattinson movie has done. Those.
Okay, let me just break this down for you so you understand. Okay, because you're clearly not understanding. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is fucking garbage.
Yeah, I know.
No. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and all of the Guardians of the Galaxy are space operas, and they have not even space operas, space comedies really, and they have a very very big advantage over the limitation of like say a Spider-Man movie or a Deadpool movie, something like that, where you get to do more in those fucking movies because they're traveling all through space. You get to go through all the different fucking planets and all of this kind of stuff. So it means that the story itself can seem like it's got more elements to it, right? Like
it did.
If you can have like a second act where they're like on a completely different planet inhabited like by mutant animals and stuff like that, you can't do that in a Spider-Man movie.
Yes, you can.
You know,
you can just have the fucking mutants come to Earth.
Nah, you cannot do that in a Spider-Man movie.
Yes, you can.
People wouldn't even fucking take unicorns. People were fucking pissed off that they were unicorns in a superhero movie.
Hold on.
You think they would have dealt with fucking freaky like animal thing? Like, come on, bro.
Hold on. Didn't Spider-Man go into space in Infinity War? Huh.
What do you mean Spider-Man space in Infinity War?
Did he not go to space in Infinity War?
That's an Avengers movie.
Right. So if they put it in an Avenger movie, they could have found some way to put that into in the like Spider-Man No Way Home, like there was a multiverse thing where all kinds of other
it was trash. That's what I'm saying. But like
it can be done.
The point is you have limitations.
You can travel to the multiverse stuff.
You can help travel to the multiverse, and they did that in a terrible way. But the difference is, like, again, in a movie where you've got space pirates where they can travel all through the fucking galaxies and universe, the story isn't going to seem as fucking generic because you can do more. When you're saying, what are you going to do? How many different ways can you tell a story about a superhero versus a supervillain? There's only so many ways you can do that.
The only
difference when you're doing a space opera, huh? What?
The only difference is that you're an idiot. That's the only difference.
What do you mean? So you're trying to tell me you can do like all of the shit that they got away with?
It's a superhero movie. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do.
It's not.
But you cannot do that with the Batman. With the Batman, you cannot have an alien come from space in the Batman movie.
Sure, but you can't really. Like, you can have aliens come from space and attack Earth.
No, you can't.
No, I'm not talking about in the Batman. I'm talking about in superhero movies in general.
Yeah.
But there's very few superheroes that aren't. They're usually Earth-based. So it's usually the story is superhero versus supervillain, and superhero somehow beats the supervillain. That's usually the story.
Right. So you can also have Spider-Man go into space because it's a superhero movie. You could do that.
Look at the Thor movies. Look at the Thor movies. The Thor movies are trash because they do that shit. They take a superhero who's basically, throughout his comic books, most of his stories are based in like maybe mythology. Sometimes he's like, he's mainly earthbound as a superhero. And they take him on these grand like space fucking pirate, space odysseys or whatever. And it doesn't fit the character.
That's not
it doesn't fit that. Thor Ragnarok was overrated as shit. I don't even know why.
Right, but we know why the movies are garbage. It has nothing to do with him going to space. It's because the movies are garbage or badly written. Nothing to do with him being on another planet.
It doesn't help. It really doesn't help. I'm telling you that element of the stories does not help because it doesn't play to the strengths of Thor as a character.
So here's the thing. If Ragnarok wasn't so fucking jokey and stupid when he got to the planet, that would have been a great movie. If they had done Hulk correctly, that would have been a great movie. You had a good villain, which was Hela, right?
She wasn't good. She's completely overrated. But anyway, I'll accept it. I'll allow it for your argument, but she was not good. I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason people say Hella is good is because she's hot in the costume, and
No,
they
she's
think that
good.
equates to good. No, she was
Oh,
terrible.
she's good.
Terrible
That
villain.
scene where she first bucks up on Asgard and she's explaining herself, and they're like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I just explained that to you." And she's like, "Oh, fuck it," and puts on her helmet and wipes them out. Yo, Hella was fine. So,
No, she wasn't that good at all. I
but
don't even know what scene you're talking about because, like, I watched that film, and at no point did she was good for an MCU villain, but like for a villain in general, basic as shit, mid,
you're crazy. But you see,
completely mid.
this is the MCU hate that I'm talking about with this guy. So you can't
What are
take
you talking? This guy has been fucking calling the Batman trash. He's been calling this,
right,
that, and the other
because
stuff, and you're talking about MCU.
here's why the Batman is trash. Because if you go to that Spider-Man movie or any Spider-Man movie, right, and you take Spider-Man and you say, hey, Spider-Man, maybe he books up with Reed Richards or whatever and ends up going to another planet with Reed Richards. You can do that in a Spider-Man movie because it's a comic book movie. But if you take that Batman movie, right, and you take Pattinson or Christian Bale's Batman and try to put these motherfuckers in space to fight aliens, it doesn't work because those movies are grounded in reality and they're not superhero movies. There's
You
no
can ground a
elements
space journey in reality. What are you talking
Well,
about?
it
There's
can
no
work.
You can't ground it.
If he was
So
paired up with a
you,
Green Lantern, you can make it work.
Yeah,
yeah, you
except
could
for
do
the
it.
fact that there won't be no Green Lantern in these movies
Why wouldn't
because
there be a
Green
Green
Lantern.
Lantern?
Well,
Why?
in
Because they're
the
grounded in
DCU
reality.
Batman, we gonna get stories like that. Batman
No, they're not.
Uh,
You're Clayface. If the
no,
I'm
Batman,
he's
saying for
right.
hold on,
DCU
Batman
Onzo is
2.
right. The directors don't think you can do that, but they're wrong.
Hold on.
I think
Batman
Matt
2.
Reeves, and Nolan. I think
Nolan.
more so Nolan than Matt Reeves somehow believes that, like, you know, just because you want to do a Batman that's kind of like based on the technology of Earth, like of our world, that necessarily means like you can't introduce Superman and Green Lantern and stuff like that. That's bullshit. Uh, it can be absolutely done in a way that they just don't have to be as, how would you put it? I've read comics where essentially Superman has been explained in a much more scientific way, and it kind of like, obviously there's still you have to suspend your disbelief, but you have to suspend your disbelief for Batman as well, like the Dark Knight. The shit he's doing in there isn't realistic. You can't do that with a harness, like just
Yeah,
like,
but neither is
like,
the shit they do in fucking Fast and the Furious, and those ain't superhero movies.
no, but I'm just saying, whatever. It's just that Batman isn't as realistic as they would like to think, and also, like there's no League of Shadows in the fucking mountains, like practicing as ninjas and shit like that. That's fucking unrealistic, right? So I think you can.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Nah, there's no League of Shadows like that, dude.
But if you think, but it may not be a League of Shadows, but if you think that like terrorists are out in fucking forests or
in
whatever,
mountains and stuff like that, but
mean-
like they're not. That shit was all mystical and weird. It wasn't like, do you know what I mean? Like he has to
I know what you're
climb
saying.
up to prove himself with a fucking flower in the like that kind of shit. To me, if you can get away with that kind of comic bookish stuff, then you should. All it means is that you just have a more serious tone Green Lantern. It just wouldn't be as, like light and fluffy. You could just have it like a little bit more, like.
So the new Batman 2, is supposed to have Clayface in it. Do you think you're gonna get the Clayface from
No.
like exactly? You're not gonna get that. You're gonna get
Right.
some
And I think he's wrong for doing that.
huh?
And I think if he does that, I think that's wrong. I think he should just do fucking Clayface. Like, just do you can do a slightly more, how would you say, like, you could do a slightly more grounded version. of Clayface, but not grounded to the point that you take away what makes him fucking Clayface. It's the same thing with Bane. It's like once you take away the venom in the Dark Knight,
It's
what
not.
was it called?
You're right.
Dark Knight Rises. It's like
Yeah.
that's not Bane. It's bullshit.
Exactly.
You don't have to take that away.
Exactly.
Right? You could have just made it some what do you call it? Like an ultra powerful steroid adrenaline thing. Yeah.
Or steroid or something.
Yeah. So with something like Clayface, I just think he has to be able to morph into fucking different people and copy and mimic them and stuff like that. And I think that would be, and make him super strong or something like that. And then you've got fucking Clayface, like the clay, but like whatever made him Clayface makes like also very, very strong. I think that would be enough. But I can even understand people going, yeah, well, he should be able to turn into the monster and whatever to be properly Clayface. So.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is 2 minutes, guys.
Yeah. The last final thought is all I'm saying is DC sucks, MCU rocks. Plain and simple.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is by far their best movie. All of the rest of their movies are fucking mid in comparison with this film. And now we've got the director. Thank you.
Well, at least the MCU has a movie that is their best movie because the DCU has no good movies whatsoever.
DC has the most classic superhero movies of all time that will be remembered thousands of years from now, or hundreds of years from now. In comparison with this garbage MCU movies. Yes, they do. Everyone remembers Christopher Reeve's Superman. Everyone remembers fucking.
My God.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
They remember the goats.
They remember the goats. Plus, we've got films like V for Vendetta that go much harder than any of your fucking movies. Guardians of the Galaxy is your best fucking movie.
Hold on.
Be happy with it. Be happy with it.
Superman movie?
Say it again.
You seen Christopher Reeve's Superman movie?
Yeah, I've seen all 4.
When? When? How long ago?
I've seen all those. Like when I recently seen it or when I first seen it?
When you first saw it.
I was like, I think 2005.
But how old were you?
I was born 99. Yeah, I was on in 2005. Yeah.
Holy shit.
This motherfucker was born in 99, man. Jesus Christ. I was like, I was an old.
Yeah, I mean, I seen it early. I didn't wait like years to see it. You saw it, cable and shit. Just watch anything.
This guy he didn't even experience anything of the 90s. When were you born? You said 1999.
99.
Holy Same year as my son.
Well, was Eminem already fucking rapping before you were born?
Yeah, Eminem was.
Wasn't Eminem in 99? He dropped in 99, right?
No, he was. Wasn't he out a year?
No, the Eminem show came out in 2003.
99, yeah.
Yeah, Slim Shady. This motherfucker was a fucking was a sperm and an egg.
Pretty much.
You guys, man. Fucking hell, man. I can't believe you didn't see any. The 90s were so cool, dude. You weren't even there, bro.
This is why.
I'm technically a 90s baby, born at the tail end. 90s baby.
This is why we can't take K-Dot serious. He's just like my kid. Like they don't know shit. They think they know shit, but they don't know shit.
Yeah.
Slander at this point. Y'all know these old heads, they come in here and slander your boy. But we gonna keep it going strong. The best superhero film of the year has not came out yet. It drops next month. I think we should, be ready to watch Guardians 3 totally get destroyed by it. I'm ready for it.
Oh, we know that Flash movie is gonna be garbage. We know that already.
It might be garbage, who knows? But I have wonders and believe it will be amazing. Warner Brothers believes it's amazing, so I believe it's amazing.
It's one of those movies that have a great trailer, but then when you go watch the movie, even Nerd Man's gonna say, "What is this crap?"
I can't wait for it to be better than your No Way Home, bro. I cannot wait for it to be better than No Way Home.
I'll die on that
'Cause
hill.
it
It's
already
gonna be
is.
the multiverse better than No Way Home. I'll die on that hill.
You are fucking out
It
of
I
already
will
is.
die on that hill right now.
It's
guys
gonna
are
be
out
the
of
best
your
multiverse movie. It's
if
gonna
you
be
think
the.
it's gonna be
They
even.
were in one shot. We're gonna do a better multiverse movie than all three of your multiverse
Flash
movies.
movie couldn't even fucking touch No Way Home's nutsack. All right,
I can't wait. I can't wait till Barry's mother dying in one movie is more impactful and emotional than Aunt May, who was built up in 3 movies.
yeah,
I can't wait for that shit.
and I can't wait
I cannot
when we
wait
get to
for that
see
shit.
Ezra Miller running like a goofball. Can't wait to see that.
They fixed his running anyway, so you can.
You
whatever,
hope
dude.
they fixed his running.
They fixed it. They fixed
You
it, man.
hope
Don't worry
they
about
did.
that shit. Don't worry
You
about
hope
that shit.
they did. Right? Because
I trust him directly. He
the
fixed that
fucking Flash from the TV show is 10 times better than this guy.
Oh,
This
thank you for reminding me of this, actually, Onzo. Thank you for reminding me of this.
You're welcome.
You are trash, K-Dots. The
What?
fact that you said that Eternals, because I finally saw that scene properly. In fact, let's bring it up. You saw
nervous. He runs like a track star.
this guy
He
capped
runs like
so
a track
hard for
star.
this scene. I cannot believe you
Here,
capped so hard for
I
this
know it.
scene. Where is it?
I'll bring it up. She runs like a track star.
Oh, her running was so much better than the Justice. Fuck off, bro.
It's true.
But bring this scene up. This is. It's not even that fucking good. Like the scene that you showed
I
me,
got it right here.
and I
30.
was like, because I couldn't see it properly when we were watching it the first time. Bring up this scene.
38 seconds or 27 seconds of peak running.
No, this isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't the scene you showed me. See, this is look. What is that?
She running.
That's that. All you see is
Look at that.
Basically,
She got the right running form.
You see basically like a little images. Most of it is just a fucking yellow dot, just like traveling around. Basically, that's all you see. A yellow dot fucking traveling around.
Eternal
Zack Snyder's
Flash and Superman than DC does.
I'm not even going to listen to that. But anyway, so bring up this fight scene because you again, most of it you see is look, it's just a dot, a yellow dot fucking zipping around. It doesn't look fucking good at all.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's the real Flash and Superman right there, guys. That's Flash and not that shit you got in Justice League.
Damn, she elevated her, man.
No, this does not look that good at all. It looks like literally like I love the way you put it small so that people can't fucking see it. Put the shit big. Put the shit fucking. You are fucking. You capped so hard for that fucking scene. Oh man, she was amazing.
Look, the scene is not what I remember.
You can't fucking see the fucking her running at all.
The scene is not what I remember. I haven't seen this trash movie in a long time.
You cannot see her running at all. It's just like little flashes. Like you could see Flash running in that fucking in those fucking
better
things.
running form than the Flash.
Look at that.
It's not that great, bro.
Yeah, that shit's
it really
fire.
isn't that great.
Look
Shut up, Onzo. You know that shit.
She got her
fire.
arms up, running like a track star.
Look at this. This is just
right there.
It's just she might as well just be. It's not as if she's running. It's more like she's fucking teleporting the way it looks. It just does not look that good.
That's exactly what Superman did in the Justice League. Flash was trying to run around him, and Superman grabbed him, and that's exactly what you see.
What are you talking about?
Does your heroes better than DC does their own fucking heroes?
What are you talking about? What old man garbage are you talking about right now? What old man fucking garbage are you talking about?
And Flash than anything in the DCU.
I don't know. The Eternals
has a
You're
better
talking about
Flash
the
and Superman than DC's
So
Superman.
again, I can't wait for the Flash to come out and be better than every single one of your MCU movies. It's gonna happen.
And what
It's
if it's not?
inevitable.
You're gonna get
It,
another.
the only one you have is maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 3, because that's the only good movie you have. The rest of them are they're like enjoyable TV movies.
And
You
if
know what
it's
I'm
not,
saying?
do we get another
With
Nerdman round?
big budget, enjoyable TV movies. This one was the only actual movie you have. Like you have a couple, maybe what was the other one? Black Widow, which all of you hate. But this one looked like a good movie. It looked like a movie. It was a movie. It was big.
We have Civil War. We have
Civil War is fucking overrated, bro. Anyway,
Soldier.
So
we have the first.
Winter Soldier's overrated. It's not that great.
We have Infinity War.
Infinity War is really overrated. That one really is. That one, the plot holes in that.
We have the first Doctor
The
Strange.
moon could fit through.
We have the Multiverse of Madness. We have
Multiverse of Madness was
no way.
Even I have to admit, like I fucking jazzed that one up a bit. Like watching it again, it's all right. It's good.
Okay, well, you just said we didn't have any good other than Guardians. So stop contradicting yourself.
Yeah, no. This is Guardians is an actually really, really good movie. Not just for a comic book movie, like it's actually a really good movie. Whereas DC has that a lot. DC has Joker. It has
No, it's not. Joker's garbage, bro. I swear to God, when I went to go watch Joker, I was looking at my watch and shit.
V for Vendetta is better than every MCU movie.
Oh my God.
Period.
Even
Guardians 3.
Fucking trash.
Even Guardians 3.
But of course,
take that alone. Watchmen, better than every MCU movie.
You gotta go back to movies.
Dark Knight, better than every MCU movie. Superman 1, better than every MCU movie. Green Lantern, better than every MCU.
This conversation is over with that shit.
No, but apart from Green Lantern, the ones that I mentioned, they're better than every MCU. Zack Snyder's Justice League, pretty much better than every MCU movie.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
You're on mute. And I think you're saying we have to go.
Dark Side from Super Friends trying to marry Wonder Woman is better storytelling than anything I've seen from Marvel or the MCU ever. It's
we're talking about a cartoon now.
Oh
that
yeah,
cartoon is better than anything Marvel is better than any Marvel comic, movie, show, game, everything.
The Flashpoint cartoon is better than every MCU movie.
The what?
The Flashpoint cartoon alone is better than every MCU movie.
Okay, so if you want to start comparing animation, because that's your only go-to, okay, that's fine. Because when it comes to the movies, they're garbage.
Wait, I'm not just talking. I'm saying that's how bad your movies are.
No. So my point
better
is
than every single one of your movies.
It's better. That's my point.
When we're talking about V for Vendetta, like masterpiece Oscar level movies. When you're talking about V for Vendetta, Oscar level. Let me say it again. Oscar level movies like V for Vendetta. Your movies don't even compare, bro. They don't compare.
Black Panther won an Oscar.
Black Panther shouldn't have even been in the Oscar race, and you fucking know.
But it was.
It should have never been. That was capping. That was
what DC movie was in the Oscar race?
The Batman. What was the other one? Dark Knight.
Suicide Squad got an Oscar.
And how many of them won?
Joker did.
And how many of them won?
Black Panther didn't win Best Movie, my friend.
It didn't have to win Best Movie. It won an Oscar same way.
So did Joker. So did Dark Knight.
Joker's not a DC movie.
Joker is a DC movie.
No,
see, this is what we're talking about.
That is not a DC movie. That is not a superhero
so then
movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy isn't a superhero movie because they're not superheroes. They ain't superheroes.
Yes, they don't have to be. They do superhero shit.
They don't do superhero shit. They do shit that you'd see in the Fast and Furious.
You know what the
so
Joker
Fast and Furious are superheroes?
You know what the Joker was?
Fast and Furious superheroes.
No.
So you see them do superhero shit.
But that's my point. You can compare Fast and the Furious to those Nolan DC movies. That's my point.
Why?
Right? So you can say that Fast and the Furious is not a superhero movie, but you can also say the Batman is not a superhero
Yeah,
movie.
but Batman's an actual superhero. That's the difference.
not.
He wears the cape. He has the
All
suit.
they did-
He has
all
super
they did
villains
was
that he
put a cape
faces.
and a mask on
The-
somebody
the-
put them in a real world environment. That's not a superhero movie.
He has super cars. He has super fucking planes. He has
Batman knows
super everything.
powers.
I said super cars, like a car that is more than a fucking car. That's
So Batman's car
the
in
Guardians of the Galaxy
Batman's
are
car-
they are
Batman's
space
car-
pirates. All right, then Star Wars is a superhero movie.
Batman's car in the Batman
Is Star
was
Wars a
regular
superhero
fucking
movie?
car that was just souped up. That's all it was.
Is Star Wars a superhero movie?
No,
So why is Guardians of the Galaxy a superhero movie?
because they do
fucking
superhero
isn't.
shit. They are
isn't.
fucking
And they
flying.
don't do superhero shit in fucking Star Wars.
No,
Am I going nuts, K-Dots? Do they do super shit in Star Wars?
superhero shit. No,
Yeah, no. That was a super.
What do you mean? Yeah, no. Do you know what he's defining as superhero shit? He means anything with powers or like fucking
no.
That's what he's talking about.
Okay,
So what's superhero shit then?
So first off,
I mean,
have
well,
a
you
thing-
know, I consider Joker part of the superhero stuff.
So for first off, they have a thing in Star Wars, if you haven't noticed, called the Force, right? Which
Yeah,
allows
so
them-
that's super stuff, isn't
But-
it?
they can't fucking fly, nerd man.
Yes, they can. That chick flew in the third one. What's her
Princess
name? Layla. They
Shit.
can fly, bro.
Don't remind me about that nerd man.
Those last three movies aren't even in a.
They count, bro. They count. They count.
They do not count. They do not count.
Flew. Leia flew.
Those
She
last
flew
three
in space, bro. She flew in space. God,
they do not count.
that's some superhero shit right there.
They do not count.
That's
They do.
superhero shit.
And that's the shit we hated because they not supposed to be doing that bullshit, flying like Superman and shit. Like
Exactly.
Carrie Fisher
Well,
trying
they
to fly
did
with
it.
one arm.
They did it. She had
Yeah.
the force.
They wasn't supposed
That's
to
why
do
the movies are garbage.
No, dude. In the end of the day, Pirates of the Galaxy are not fucking superheroes. Let's not call them Guardians anymore. They're Pirates of the Galaxy. What superhero shit did they do? They're
Man,
fucking
they
like they're
saved a bunch of
basically
kids and them animals.
yeah, exactly. And like they shoot guns and whatever. They don't know. Come on, bro. It's not superhero.
Did you say you were closing up, kdot? Because Nerdman's giving me a head.
Yeah, we got here it goes.
Let's go. Let's go.
You guys, I'm gonna close it out with this. The best movie coming in June. DC.
Peace.
Okay, my boy. I was at the BP with my boy. Now it's Bentley GT with my boy.